The movie begins in a dark parking lot where a wounded man named Jack sits helplessly, surrounded by gang members who are ready to execute him for failing a job. He was supposed to kill a feared vigilante known as Payback, but instead he slaughtered Payback's family and let the man escape. Just as the gang prepares to finish him, a towering figure wearing a shirt marked with a bold cross steps out of the shadows. It's Payback himself. Without hesitation, he opens fire on the gang, tearing through them with brutal precision. One thug with superhuman durability survives the bullets, forcing Payback into a savage hand-to-hand fight that ends with bones snapping and a skull crushed under raw strength. Jack thinks he's been saved, but he's wrong. Payback didn't come to rescue him, he came to deliver justice. With cold conviction, he shoots Jack in the head, only to be arrested moments later as police swarm the scene. In this world, superpowers are common. Some control electricity, others possess monstrous strength, and some can unleash devastating energy blasts. To contain these threats, the government built the most secure prison ever designed, a high-tech fortress created specifically for superhuman criminals. Payback, sentenced to life for killing dozens, is transported there in chains. The prison is overseen by a ruthless and corrupt administrator named Devlin, who insists on being called the overseer instead of warden. Publicly, he denies accusations of executing inmates who attempt escape, but privately he makes it clear this prison wasn't built to rehabilitate criminals, it was built to make them suffer. Upon arrival, the new inmates are informed that their abilities are suppressed by power-nullifying equipment locked around their legs. Inside these walls, no one can use their powers. Among the prisoners is a quiet man named Diego Diaz, whose ability allows him to sense and absorb the emotions of others. Unlike the hardened killers around him, Diego is gentle, and that makes him vulnerable. When officers scan Payback, they realize he's one of the most powerful inmates inside, and even without his abilities, his presence alone unsettles the guards. Officer Morales, a guard with super strength, makes an example of him, striking him hard to establish dominance. In the yard, Payback is confronted by Jim, the brother of a man he once killed. Their fight explodes with savage fury, punches landing like hammers, blood spraying across concrete. From his office, Devlin watches the brawl on security screens, casually eating popcorn as if it's entertainment. The guards don't intervene until Payback nearly finishes Jim. With blood streaming down his face, Payback draws a cross using his own blood before unleashing a final burst of strength. Only when it's clear someone might die do the guards shock them both into submission. Meanwhile, Diego tries to understand the prison's unspoken rules. Another inmate named Gordon warns him to never owe anyone, never interfere in other people's conflicts, and never make a mess. Diego hears whispers about the most dangerous prisoner of all, the Lobe, a mastermind with terrifying mind control powers. He once forced a mother to slaughter her entire family. The Lobe is kept in isolation, his face covered by a metal restraint to prevent even subtle expressions from influencing others. Even the largest inmates fear him, including Darius, a monstrous enforcer who serves as his right-hand man. The Lobe attends another parole hearing in a pitch-black room where unseen officials deny him once again, citing his anger and manipulative tendencies. Frustrated but calculating, he later meets with Devlin, who offers him a deal. The Lobe has hidden billions stolen through mind control, and Devlin wants it all in exchange for helping him escape. Devlin mocks him, claiming he's powerless without his abilities. Though the Lobe gives no clear answer, it's obvious he's already thinking several moves ahead. At the prison clinic, Dr. Isabel treats injured inmates while Morales oversees security. Diego works a cleaning shift there and witnesses Morales' cruelty. Isabel quietly reassures him that not everyone in this prison is heartless, but everything changes when Payback regains consciousness and suddenly attacks, choking Isabel unconscious and attempting to kill the Lobe. The Lobe remains eerily calm, even smiling as Payback prepares to strike. In a split-second decision, Diego breaks the prison rule and tackles Payback, saving the Lobe's life before guards intervene. That act changes everything. Diego gains unexpected respect among inmates for standing up to Payback. The Lobe summons him and offers a job in the kitchen, promising eventual escape in return. Diego is torn but tempted. At the same time, Devlin pressures his assistant Felicia, dangling her future promotion as leverage while secretly planning his retirement. Gordon, desperate for parole, loses hope after another rejection and becomes the Lobe's pawn in a larger plan. In the cafeteria, Gordon unlocks his power suppressor using a broken fork and grabs a live electrical wire, recharging himself with crackling energy he hasn't felt in years. With a smile of liberation, he blasts a guard dead and overloads the prison's power grid, plunging the entire facility into chaos. This is the signal. A riot erupts as inmates run wild. Diego realizes too late that Gordon was manipulated. If this happened to you, would you risk everything for freedom, even if it meant burning the whole place down? Tell me in the comments. Gordon attempts to hide in the infirmary, but Morales catches him, Devlin orders her to kill him on the spot. Though hesitant, she obeys, beating Gordon to death with devastating force. The incident is covered up as an escape attempt gone wrong. Diego is later summoned by Devlin and shown an extreme solitary confinement chamber capable of killing a person instantly. Devlin threatens him, demanding he report everything the Lobe says. Tension builds as Devlin's retirement day approaches. The Lobe promises to transfer his fortune in exchange for temporary access to the prison's Wi-Fi. Devlin laughs off the request, unaware of the trap. Felicia grows suspicious of Devlin's manipulations, especially when she discovers Brody is also being considered for the next warden position. Rivalries form behind closed doors while the Lobe calmly prepares his endgame. On retirement day, Devlin plays both sides and announces Brody as the new warden, crushing Felicia's hopes before naming her his assistant. He then visits the Lobe to finalize the deal. Devlin hands him a tablet to transfer the billions. Instead, the Lobe hacks into the prison system using the Wi-Fi password Devlin foolishly reused across all security networks. Within seconds, every power nullifier in the prison shuts down. The prison explodes into madness as inmates regain their powers. Fire erupts from mouths, poisonous gas fills corridors, bodies regenerate from fatal wounds, and superhuman strength shatters reinforced walls. Guards are overwhelmed. Morales alone stands her ground, using her strength to battle rioters. Diego, suddenly flooded with overwhelming emotions as his empathy power returns, nearly collapses until Dr. Isabel helps him steady his mind. Devlin finds himself locked inside the Lobe's cell as the riot spirals beyond control. Inmates slaughter guards and each other. Payback climbs atop piles of bodies, reveling in destruction. Jim hunts Brody into the basement, where the power grid must be reset. In a brutal confrontation, Jim nearly kills him, but Brody releases gas from a ruptured pipe, causing Jim to stumble into the generator and die in a fiery short circuit. Power is finally restored, reactivating the suppressors and ending the riot. Guards storm the Lobe's cell. Devlin, shaken but convinced he still holds control, orders the Lobe sent to extreme solitary. He smugly believes he's won because the fortune has been transferred into his account. Felicia is unexpectedly named the new warden, a decision that seems almost merciful from Devlin. Days later, Diego learns he's being transferred to a different facility, better suited for his empathy-based ability. He says goodbye to Isabel, relieved to leave behind the carnage. Felicia settles into her new authority, removing Devlin's nameplate and symbolically discarding his legacy. Brody resigns, passing leadership to Morales, but the final twist changes everything. Devlin returns to the prison to pick up Darius after his release. Yet something is different. His demeanor is colder, quieter, calculated. It's revealed that the Lobe transferred his consciousness into Devlin's body during their final encounter in the cell, likely at the moment Devlin struck him. The money transfer wasn't payment, it was preparation. The Lobe's original body, now lifeless and decaying in solitary confinement, is left behind as a shell. Meanwhile, inside Devlin's body, the Lobe walks free, inheriting wealth, identity, and freedom. By making Felicia warden, he ensured stability inside while he escaped outside. His master plan was never about breaking out of prison. It was about becoming untouchable within society itself. As the prison stabilizes under Felicia's leadership and the riot fades into official reports, no one realizes the true architect of the chaos is already gone. Payback remains locked inside, still dangerous even without powers. Morales stands as captain, hardened by what she was forced to do. Diego begins a new chapter elsewhere. But outside those walls, the Lobe, wearing Devlin's face, steps into a world that believes him to be a retired overseer. He has Devlin's wealth, Devlin's freedom, and Devlin's clean record. If you enjoyed this intense breakdown, make sure to like this video, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell so you never miss the next epic movie recap. Drop your thoughts in the comments about who was truly the most dangerous, Payback or the Lobe, and check out the next recap on the channel for more high-stakes chaos and mind-blowing twists.